Cleaning out your closet is an arduous chore, but it doesn't have to be, and you can actually make some money off of it. There are a few wonderful websites and mobile apps that help you consign old clothes. I'm Jill Duffy for PCMag.com, and I'm going to show you 8 websites and services that I think are the best for selling old clothes. They're going to help you clean out your closet, and they might actually help you find some new stuff too. So the first site I want to talk about is called Thredup, and if we look at the top, we can find a sell button. So Thredup specializes in women's clothing and accessories and children's clothing, but it doesn't do any menswear. They also have pretty high quality standards, and they only accept certain brands, so don't send them stuff that doesn't meet their requirements. Now the cool thing about Thredup is they send you a prepaid shipping label and a bag, you fill it with clothes, and you drop it in the mail. They handle everything else, including photographing the clothes, listing it, and selling it. Once the item sells, you get a cut of the payout, which could be anywhere from 10 to 80% of the price, and you can estimate it using this little calculator. The next site I want to talk about is Twice. It's very similar to Thredup, but it also includes menswear. Now, just like Thredup, you can request a bag to mail some things in, or you can print out a shipping label if you have your own box. Twice also doesn't have a set commission fee, so you'll need to use a calculator to kind of estimate how much you're going to get for each item. If you decide to take store credit, you'll get an extra 25%. Next up is The RealReal, and they are real serious about only taking designer brands. On The RealReal, you can buy and sell women's wear, menswear, fine jewelry and watches, and artwork. Okay, but let's get to selling. So when you sell on The RealReal, you have a couple of options. Now, whatever you choose to do, you're going to have to create a list of the items that you're selling. So you select the designer, you select all the information about the item, and you also get an estimate of the payout. You can request that the company send you a kit so you can mail those items in, or you can just print out a shipping label and do it yourself. In about 16 cities, The RealReal has a white glove service option where they'll send someone to your house to actually pick up the items for you. If you've never used a white glove service before, you probably don't have the kinds of items that The RealReal wants to buy. So let's bring it down a little bit. Here's a site called Vinted, and already you can see from the photos alone that we're talking about a very different level of quality. Now you have 2 options for how you can sell on Vinted. One is the DIY option. You take your own photos, set your own prices, and just sell directly to the buyers. The second way is a little unusual, but it's a little bit more convenient. You find a seller who's already on Vinted, and you mail them your clothes, and then they take care of all of the selling aspects for you. The next site I want to talk about is called Poshmark. It really runs the gamut in terms of the kinds of items it sells and the quality of those items, but it doesn't do any menswear or children's clothing. Poshmark is very DIY. You're going to do everything yourself when you sell, including talking directly to the buyer. You're also going to need a mobile app, though. That's the only way to sell items. So with the mobile app, you can just upload some photos, finish your listing, and there you go. Poshmark also has a very low commission fee of only 20%, or $2.95 if the item is less than $15. I know a lot of these sites are for women's clothes, so let's look at one that's just for men's clothes. It's called Shop Well Suited. Now, just like some of these other sites, you can request a shipping label, mail in your things, and then Shop Well Suited will sell them for you. You can take cash or store credit, but there's a hitch with the store credit. They have a lot of items, but they sell them out of a physical location, and their online commerce isn't so good. So you have to call the store in order to make the purchase. Another online consignment shop you may have heard of is called Threadflip. It's pretty similar to Thredup, so think women's clothing, select brands, high quality. You can request a bag and mail in all of your stuff, and Threadflip will do all of the photographing and listing and selling for you, or you can list items yourself if you prefer to do it that way. The commission ranges anywhere from 30 to 80%. The last site is called Tradesy. It specializes in women's clothing, accessories, and wedding items. And among those wedding items, you can find some things for grooms. So while it doesn't have a ton of menswear, it does have a little bit as long as it's related to weddings. Now for sellers, Tradesy kind of takes an intermediary approach. You have to do a lot of the work yourself, but Tradesy helps you out. So you have to list your items and you have to photograph them, but Tradesy will help by enhancing the photos that you take. It also helps you out by suggesting a price that's right for your item. They provide a lot of the shipping labels for you, and if the buyer changes her mind about the item, Tradesy handles the return. Seeing as you're doing a lot of the work, the commission's pretty low. It's only 9% when you take your earnings as store credit, and Tradesy will keep an additional 2.9% if you cash out. So as you can see, there are a bunch of different ways to get rid of those old clothes, clean out your closet, and make a little money at the same time.